I wanted to say welcome back to Impulsive, the number one podcast in the world. Thank you guys for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing.
Welcome back, guys. Hope you had a mad weekend. We're back with another video, and today we're gonna have a laugh. What's better than laughing at two dumbasses with no self-awareness to get your week started? The never-ending dumpster fire of Logan and Jake Paul is an endless source of cringe, and at this point, they're basically a parody of themselves. After attempting to brew yet another fake feud, Jake went on the #1 podcast in the world to chat to Joe Rogan about... let me do that again. Jake Paul went on his brother Logan's podcast, Impulsive, to provide us with yet another example of how fucking useless they are. And seriously, this is like shooting fish in a barrel.
You have a very large weak spot that he's exploiting. But when he tweets about anything other than Nita, no one cares.
Yeah,
it
but
doesn't
didn't
get good engagement.
Wow, okay. At least let me finish my intro first, because today is a very special day. We've just hit 10,000 subscribers, and it only took us 10 weeks. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you so much for coming back again and again to watch my videos. And so, hey, I was thinking when we hit 100,000 subscribers, I'll reveal my identity and do a studio tour for you guys, but only if you're interested. Maybe you guys don't give a shit, so let me know in the comments below, because I'll only do it if you guys want me to. Anyway, back to the two biggest dumbasses on the internet. Jake Paul starts us off with some insightful social commentary about young men and how broken we are. And he tries to make the point that Dillon Danis is exploiting us broken young men to get clicks and views.
There are so many hurt males out there who can't get girls, and they're the ones who are like, yeah, like fuck girls, fuck women. I'm going to do. I love what Dillon's doing here. And they know that they won't ever get a hot girl. And our society and culture and young men are hurting and are so hurt. And they're addicted to porn, and they have no way to interact with girls, and they text them and they're getting rejected. And then boom, boom, it's this never ending cycle. And now they're finding a way out to unleash their hate through this super hateful, insecure male who is clearly a very hurt person.
Wow, that was deep. You know, it's about time we had a podcast like Impulsive to help young men drop their porn addictions and focus on self-improvement instead of promoting simp culture.
Actually, you know what? When you're done, take that mic cover off and give it to me.
It.
No, I'm going to put it on my fucking mic, and I'm going to use it
She's doing it.
Oh.
That's amazing.
Holy, literally without even any problem whatsoever.
It happened.
Amazing. Amazing. As Logan would say, talented.
These are the things I like to see on Impulsive. That's what we do, Riley. That's amazing.
That's some talent right there. But do you know what would be even worse? Actually dating a porn star and then giving everybody advice on dating and how to understand women. Yeah, that would be wild.
I hope guys that are watching this that feel insecure in their relationship can relate to it as well. Girls don't act like us. They don't act like us. They don't act like guys do. Guys are in a relationship and then they see the next hot piece of ass and they're like, oh my God, like I wish I had those today and that today and that today. The richest man in the world could hit up whoever's watching this girlfriend right now. And if it's a real one, she won't answer that message because she has a relationship with you. She has a mental connection with you. Women create this strong chemical and mental bond to their mates that is unbreakable in certain cases. And I know in LA we have difficulties with that and people cheat and all that kind of stuff happens. But for the most part, women are mates. They have a lifelong partner gene built into their DNA, into their code. And so even the way that she loves in the first couple months of this relationship is very indicative of the kind of person she is. She does not care how much money you have, how many touchdowns you threw, how much rap you've put out in the past year. She doesn't give a fuck. She looks at me as the alpha of alphas.
Is that true?
I mean, maybe I went a little bit, but
Mike's the #1 guy.
That's what the alpha is.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's some good advice right there. I guess we should all be happy for Mike for finding a real one. Whoever says Mike's relationship with Lana Rhoades was fake and just for clout doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about.
2.7 million subscribers on YouTube, 2 million of which because I've dated one of the biggest stars in the world.
Right.
I won't deny that.
Yeah.
Of course, I put the work in. I created the videos. I'm the reason why I have them. But yes, of course, I was creating content with a f***ing rocket fuel next to me, as the Nelk boys would say, clickbait, right?
Oh, yeah.
Goodbye, clickbait.
She was fucking
the biggest.
top tier.
There was never anyone like that.
I don't think in
There
sense.
has never been anyone like that, bro.
Yeah.
Like as a collaborator,
Insane.
there has bro.
Fuck.
I don't care if you're one of the sidemen. I don't care if you're 2017 Logan Paul's collaborators. No one has ever had a plugin that was that.
Why do you think it was?
Massive.
Just because of where she came from in the like the
No, it was a time when this was pre Sky Bree. This was pre, the addition of those type of women into content.
Okay, I see what's going on here. So when Jake was talking about Dillon Danis taking advantage of insecure guys who are addicted to porn and have no life, he was really talking about his brother and Mike taking advantage of insecure guys who are addicted to porn and have no life. Fuck, now I'm confused. Well, at least that relationship is behind Mike and he's moved on to be a better man and seek more meaningful relationships.
What the fuck?
Lana Rhoades is calling Mike. Answer.
God, my
Answer. You could tell her I made you answer.
Who do you got, Dillon Danis or Logan Paul on October 14th?
Logan Paul.
Oh my God. Also, you're live on Impulsive. I should have said that first.
Oh, fuck.
Is there any emergency?
No, and I definitely don't want to talk about what I was going to talk about.
All right. Have a
All right.
bye.
Logan.
Bye, Lana. She was always very sweet.
She's very nice. I try to make sure that she's
No.
okay.
She's kind of like a meme a little bit in real life. She's such a character, Like every time she calls you, I can't wait to see what's gonna come out of her mouth or go into.
No.
Fuck.
Fuck me dead, you couldn't make this shit up. So back to shitting on Dillon Danis for exposing Logan's fiance, Logan starts reaching. He claims Danis is mentally ill, that he's hurt, and he's just trying to hurt others.
Dillon's obviously damaged, and he may have some sort of mental illness that I empathize with, and he unfortunately, hurt people, and he's targeted an innocent bystanding female that has nothing to do with this fight, and people are latching onto it, but he's, at least at this point in time, tweeting 20, 30, 40, 50 times a day. I don't even know how this guy is training. And so we're going back and forth. They're like, well, do I even engage in this Twitter war?
The funniest thing about this Nina Agdal situation is that she spent years leaning in to being a skank. Dillon Danis isn't trying to make her look like one. That was actually her shtick for so many years. She was this Sports Illustrated model who would say wild things during interviews. She's hypersexual. She's basically built her whole internet persona off of being a super horny girl next door who just wants attention from guys.
Like, all I want is like a big fat sausage just destroying my body.
So what the fuck is Logan talking about with this completely innocent bystander? She did this to herself. I really don't understand that. Logan really is a fucking dumbass. I almost feel sorry for him, but he kind of deserves it. And the worst part is, he moves from defending the indefensible to talking about consequences and taking responsibility for your actions. Yeah, like actually.
But these actions have consequences, right? His actions have a series of consequences. There's legal consequences that we'll see how it plays out. I have a feeling I know how it's going to play out. And then there's Logan consequences. You got to show up. You have to get in a fucking ring with me and face me man to man after everything you've said. And we're going to see just how valid you are, just how intense, just how much of a non-Twitter warrior, real fighter that you think you are. But we got to get the guy to show up. Because when you have this type of feedback coming in that you haven't gotten. You're going to do things that you normally wouldn't do. And he crossed a lot of lines in the process. He shot himself in the foot again with this legal situation, and he's going to shoot himself again in the foot when I fucking kill him. This is a fight game. Shit gets intense.
Ah, that's great. Logan Paul talking about legal consequences when he's in the middle of a massive lawsuit from his CryptoZoo victims who he owes millions of dollars to but is refusing to pay. That's some elite level hypocrisy right there. And if you thought the cringe stopped there, you couldn't be more wrong. Jake and Logan get into a heated discussion about people who know nothing about fighting calling them out for being shit boxers. That's right. 2 YouTuber boxers who've never had a real fight in their lives are calling people out for calling them fake fighters.
Who are you to be commenting anything about fighting? Do you know even anything about this sport, or are you a commentator? Do you engage in the activity? Something about combat, so many armchair quarterbacks. Why does everyone that watch fighting think that they know fighting?
Oh, he needs to throw the jab more.
This guy with potato chips fucking shirt up here with his stomach out like,
Hey, that's me.
yeah, you got to throw the jab more. Yeah,
It is true.
What are you talking about?
And it's such a big problem in the sport. I also think it's a larger problem in the sport because most boxing judges haven't fought in the ring or been in an actual fight. And so how could they judge whether or not a punch is more effective than the other one or where it's placed on the body? Do they know that certain body punches hurt more because in different areas, all of these things, the timing? Most boxers that watch a fight objectively would agree on the winner of it. Like, I don't think there's a lot of controversy amongst actual boxers on like who won fights.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Amongst real fighters, there's generally agreement around who won a fight and who lost. To the trained eye, these things are not matters of speculation. According to Jake Paul, they're objective matters of fact that are not up for dispute. Okay, cool. Got it.
You think because you lost a fight to Floyd Mayweather that you're better than me at boxing?
You said I won the fight.
In person, when I was watching it, I thought so. But then, yeah, watching it back, it's like, okay, I've had like a biased point of view, like sitting there in person.
This is the first time I've heard you say that.
Yeah, but because we never talked about
You're
it.
just switching up like that? The whole internet saw you repeatedly throughout the past 2 years say that I won that fight. And now you're saying the opposite?
Because I'm rooting for you. But like, if you want to know the truth, yeah, like I'm going to ride or die for you on my shield. Yeah, 100%.
Oh, fuck. Now I'm confused again.
Most boxers that watch a fight objectively would agree on the winner of it. Like, I don't think there's a lot of controversy amongst actual boxers on like who won fights.
Anyone who watches boxing regularly knows that Mayweather carried Logan Paul for 8 rounds. People keep replaying that part early on where Logan was just throwing haymakers, even though literally not one of them connected. Like, this shit is just insane. Floyd Mayweather is almost 50 years old and he's not even 150 pounds. Logan Paul is 200 pounds and he's still in his 20s. What the actual fuck is he bragging about? People said the same thing about Mayweather versus McGregor. A pro boxer doesn't always go for the knockout punch. They take their time, they're strategic, they use your weaknesses against you and take you into the deep end to finish you off. Just like Khabib in MMA. These clowns obviously don't know the first thing about real boxing.
Yo, Jake. People think I really suck at boxing, dude. Like, what about going 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather led people to believe that I suck at boxing? What have I done wrong? Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah,
I see videos. I see videos like if he's bragging about that, he's out of his mind. But before I fought Floyd, it was he's gonna kill you. You don't stand a chance. You're not a real fighter. And then I do it, and some motherfucker's still clowning. Like, what have I done?
I think being inactive
Just makes
so you've lost like your momentum of the respect.
Fair.
But now it's time to show them.
No, fact.
It's just time to show them and shut them up. But also, like, it's this like fickle audience again who mostly doesn't know about fighting.
And the solution to this is apparently for Logan Paul to prove he's a real boxer by fighting an MMA fighter in a boxing ring. Bro. And as for Jake, the only real fight he's had was against Tommy Fury, and he fucking lost. If these Muppets are so desperate to prove they're real fighters, why don't they actually fight real fighters? And all this talk about teaching Dillon Danis a lesson. You don't teach an MMA fighter a lesson by fighting them in boxing. If Logan Paul wants to get serious about calling people out and having real fights, he'll train in MMA and fight Danis in the octagon. But we know he would never do that because he wouldn't last to the end of the first round. There's too much going on in MMA. There's too many things to think about. Don't get me wrong, boxing's fucking cool, but it's more of a sport for me. MMA is closer to real fighting because you're using your whole body and there's basically nowhere to hide. You can't just cuddle up to your opponent and wait for the referee to save you. Anyway, I've seriously had it with these clowns. They talk so much shit, and whenever they do something wrong, they just reset their moral compass and start again. It's like saying, I'll start my diet next week, and then drinking beer and eating pizza for the rest of the week. Their lack of self-awareness is out of control. And the worst part is they're constantly patting each other on the back and boosting their egos. To finish off the podcast, Mike tries to convince everyone that they're good people who've only made a few mistakes here and there, which might be true, but the problem is when these guys make a mistake, it's multiplied by 1,000,000 because of their massive reach. But they think they can just brush it off, keep moving, and put it down to a growing experience. That shit only goes so far, especially when you've robbed people out of their life savings and then refuse to pay them back even after you've admitted that you fucked up. Yet they still sit around and brag about how rich and famous they are, buying $1,000,000 rings and making $1,000,000 bets. And if you try and call them out, you're just a hater. Shit's toxic as fuck. Anyway, I'm out, fam. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
I think we've always strived on this show to show a side of ourselves that we don't always love that much. If something comes out that portrays us as vulnerable or imperfect or...
Well, that's what I'm saying, Mike. Like, we are in a position where our lives, as a fault of our own or, you know, intentionally, is here for people to critique. The big takeaway for me is, and Jake, you're so wise. You're the little brother, but in many ways, I think you're more emotionally mature than me, and you've given me a ton of like feedback on my character, my personal direction in life, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, dude. Like, I am a severely imperfect human being, and sometimes I need to be re-railed and steered back in the right direction. And like, you know, everyone in this room is here to help me do that, and sometimes I need to
help each other.
Yeah,
it's not just like, and everyone's severely imperfect. And like you said earlier, we are in the world of being criticized and watched and hawked, and people want to see us fall oftentimes. And we're just here to help each other, all as humans, get better, honestly.